Okay, this video is going to be about my experience with tools here. You know, you like to use bigger tools, but the bigger the tools are, the harder they are to get into tight spaces. And one of the things I've been having a lot of problem with is breaking these needle nose, bent nose pliers here. And this is an offset type of design on the pliers. And so I would just, you know, buy the cheaper ones, because even the medium grade expensive ones, I would snap them. And so, you know, that's a real bummer, because tools get expensive. So I eventually, just recently, another thing I have a problem with the tools is these little plastic things they put on there to protect your hand. They never seem to last very long for me. I, you know, put a lot of force on the tools and they just end up falling apart. So I decided to research some pliers here, and I found a different design of pliers on a site which I'm gonna wiresculptingsomething.com, I think. But you can see now these pliers, they're quite a bit more expensive than the other pliers, but there's a little bit different design. It's a box design, and I think the reason why these other pliers were snapping so much is because that offset design, when you put stress on them rotationally, it tends to, you know, crack them. So hopefully this box design is going to work a little bit better for me. We'll see. I haven't, you know, used it a whole lot yet, but we'll see how that works. Hopefully it'll have less chance of snapping, because it's a little different design. And another thing I just started doing, because with the handles, I just came up with this the other day, is, you know, I put a lot of pressure on there and it's hard on my hands if I don't have a wider surface there. You know, it really, I'll end up with a lot of pain in the hand. So what I've done here is I've cut some of that nylon strapping that I use for wrapping my trees there. That's a 1/2 inch variety. Went to the, I think I got this at Hancock Fabrics. And you can go to your fabric store to find that nylon strapping. Or you can go buy ratchet straps from the Harbor Freight Tools. That's another good place to get that nylon strapping. And then basically what I did was I put glue on the side of the pliers there. I put a line of glue on there, and then I pressed this on there real lightly and just kind of formed it on there, and then I let that glue dry. And then after that glue was completely dry, then I started in on the back side here. I would put the glue right down that little seam there, and then on the other side of the seam, and I'd let that dry, and then I'd take some glue and I'd put it on the top and let it kind of run down and cover the sides. And I also would take some super glue and run right along the edge of the nylon webbing, so that it doesn't fray and start coming apart on the edges. And this seems to be working real good so far. I mean, we'll see how long they last, because I think sooner or later I'll probably torque them off of there. But it really, because I squeeze really hard sometimes when I'm using these, and to have that extra width there really takes a lot of stress off my hands. I made so many trees, I think I'm starting to wear them out, which is definitely not a good thing. But the glue I use for that, where is it? Okay, here's the glue I use to do this. It's E6000 glue. And basically, I think this is made by the people that make that shoe goop glue. You can find it at you know, your all your house supply stores like Home Depot and such. And this is some really noxious stuff, so use good ventilation when you're using it. And it takes about a good 10 hours to dry, so, you know, between coats on the pliers, I usually, you know, give it a long time to dry before I add on my extra coats. And it's amazingly how strong those turned out to be. And another thing I decided to do, since that turned out so good, is I took another one of my bent nose pliers, and I actually glued that nylon webbing on the inside of the pliers, on the inside of the jaw there. Because sometimes, you know, you want to squeeze real hard to not put marks in the wire, And this is already starting to come loose a little bit on these, on the tips, because you put so much force on there, it's hard. So I don't know how long those are going to last like that, but I've been using them, and it seems to be helpful. And sometimes it's better to just do this than to take a piece of the nylon webbing and, you know, wrap it around the tree where I'm going to pinch it, because it's hard to see where you're pinching then. So those are the things with tools that I have for the day. We'll see how long they last. You can only try something, see how long it works. If anybody has any other ideas on how to do this, please let me know. I've tried lots of stuff. I used to wrap the handles with plastic, but you know, eventually that comes off. Nothing lasts forever. But yeah, these look nice too. I like the way that looks. So we'll see how long that lasts.